be live? How do you like download this stuff? How do you make it a request in your group? But all right, well, what is going on, everyone? Let me make sure that we are live in the actual group right now because I don't know if this works or not. Oh, we are live. Fantastic. Okay, let me accept these last people in here because I know there's a lot of people trying to get in very last minute. Awesome. Perfect. What is going on, team? Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. Happy Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday today. This is the first live I've ever done with somebody else on in the group. So super excited to have you guys here. If you're watching it live, comment hashtag live. If you guys are ended up watching the replay, comment hashtag replay. That's important because we had I think almost 200 people request to watch this. And so I want to make sure that this hits enough likes and comments so that everyone can see it. So comment hashtag live below, and I'm going to introduce John here. We have a special giveaway at the end that's only going to be for people that stick all the way through the end of it, and it might even be if you're watching the replay, you stick all the way to the end, you might get something. So make sure you guys stay to the end. But without further ado, I want to invite the man, the myth, the legend. This is John Williams right here. It's unbelievable. I see we're all in the same groups, and I see you exploding. I mean, it's like your personal brand, both in your industry and in kind of this agency space, is kind of exploding right now. But I know inside Scaling with Systems in the past few weeks, you've just been posting in there first and saying it's actually funny. You're I don't know what all the fuss is about. What is everyone complaining about? And it's just sign deal, booked appointments, all with your carpet cleaning clients for your agency. So I want to introduce you first and say, in case anyone doesn't know, John is an advertising agency. He runs it, I think, specifically in the carpet cleaning niche. But the big reason why he's on this call right now, and probably my first guest that I've had in this group, is because he just told me 2 days ago, he hit $80,000 in the month of March for his advertising agency. And I think his growth actually increased when the coronavirus happened and everything started going down. And he did what a lot of the smart business owners are doing, and he kind of pressed down on the gas when everyone was letting up, and that kind of gave him a little bit more market share. So what's going on, John? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Really pumped to be on this live with you, buddy, and thanks for the intro there. Yeah, let's dive right in.
I love it, my man. Yeah, absolutely happy to have you here. And I know you're a great guy, and I know you've already provided a lot of value inside of the Scaling with Systems group. So, and I know there's probably some Scaling with Systems guys. If you guys are inside Scaling with Systems, comment down below because I know they're looking to learn from you as well. But so let me just they can say it from the horse's mouth and not mine. So end of March, what did you guys do in revenue at the end of the month? $80,000. Is that pounds or dollars?
Dollars.
Okay, I'm always confused what you guys converted to. Whenever
you know what? With the exchange rate right now, it's almost the same, man. I'm loving it. Yeah. Literally, now's a good time to be British and doing business in the States.
I love it. Tell that to Raj. That's badass. And so tell me about your business. Who do you serve? What's your specific industry, and what do you do for them?
So we're a digital marketing agency. We specialize in the carpet cleaning industry, predominantly in the United States. In fact, 99%. We've got one guy in Ireland who we signed just last week in Dublin. But other than that, it's all in the USA. We're working with carpet cleaners across the country. And we've got a full-blown digital marketing program that incorporates a bunch of stuff: Facebook ads, research, chatbots, text messaging, SMS campaigns, strategy support, consultation, that generates them new customers and turns them into repeat business customers. Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. And I know we're going to talk about numbers here and lead generation and how you're crushing it. But I also want to point out what I like about John, and one of the reasons why I brought him on was because even inside the Scaling with Systems inner circle, he was posting that he was also delivering results right now during this time of pandemic. So it's not like he's just grabbing everyone's money and holding off, or he's running away or whatever it is. But he's actually delivering results for kind of your end clients. And I think, unfortunately, in the agency space, it's almost harder to come by somebody who's making a lot of money and also delivering results for their people and not kind of just running away. So kudos to you for that. And you're in the carpet cleaning niche. And I actually didn't know that you were predominantly in the US. I kind of thought that you were in the UK predominantly. But you're saying that even now with all the lockdown and everything like that, you guys are closing deals almost daily?
Absolutely, yeah. I think in my whole entire marketing career, off the top of my head, I might have had one client in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah. And for me, that's where I kind of got the biggest kick, man. When you're on a Zoom call, on a sales call with someone, and they're the other side of the world, and you get them to give you $1,500, $2,000 in 45 minutes or less, and you've never met them before, that's an incredible feeling, man.
Isn't that awesome, man? Isn't that awesome? Not only that you're going to provide value to them, but it's like, what a world do we live in today, and how blessed
absolutely.
that has an online business that, like, my brother has restaurants in Florida. He's being hurt. All my friends and clients that are real estate agents, they're being hurt. But it's like, how blessed are we that we're online businesses, and like within 45 minutes, 30 minutes, you can collect $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 from somebody, and you don't even have to leave. I mean, I ain't even taken a shower in 2 days here, you know what I mean? And we're still making money. So
when I first got into this, I always believed that all of my clients would be on my street. They'd all be in London, UK, and I'd be like knocking on people's doors and going to like networking events and stuff like that. But I quickly realized that you can work with anyone in the whole entire world, man. And once you kind of get over that roadblock, it's phenomenal, man. Like the opportunities out there are incredible. Like there's nothing to stop you working with anyone.
And to say on top of that as well, not only can you get clients from anywhere, but one of the biggest reasons why I like online business is because of your talent pool, right? So if you run a brick and mortar spot, like a restaurant, or you're a real estate agent or whatever it is, you're limited to the people that can work for you have to be in a 30 minutes or an hour radius around you. Where like my employees are, I only have one employee in the United States right now. Out of 22 employees, like one in the United States, everyone else is all around the world. And I'm lucky because of that, because Raj is the COO of our company. He's in the UK. If I had a brick and mortar, I couldn't work with him. Any of my sales guys that are unbelievable, they're literally Canada, UK. I've one in Italy right now. Obviously, all of our Philippines virtual assistants over there, our account managers are all scattered across Europe. So it's kind of cool that not only can you close clients, but as you start building your team, we're lucky enough that we're able to literally just pull from you posting in a Facebook group and say, I'm looking for a sales manager,
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Like right now, I'm so thankful to be in the kind of online space and not be affected in terms of all these people that have, that have lost their jobs, which is terrible, and all that stuff that's kind of going on throughout the world. And it's times like this when you feel really blessed to be, and really thankful to be in the situation that we found ourselves in, through the hard work that we've done, of course. But yeah, it's great. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll even say, you said something a second ago. You said, we're lucky that we can still be making money right now because we're online. But there's a lot of people not making money online sphere, and that's why I have you on here. But before we get into like that part, just really quickly, because I think it's always important to hear. And I know when you and I were talking, you kind of had the whole 9-to-5 journey, kind of leaving that toxic lifestyle. So, talk to us really quickly about where you were before you started the online world, how you progressed in the online world to kind of get to where you are today.
Cool. So yeah, like back in 2018, I was working in a corporate office job, 9 to 5, and it was a really toxic atmosphere. There were a couple of guys in there that were real nasty pieces of work, the kind of guys that would throw you underneath the bus, talk behind your back, and they were really and quite aggressive and stuff like that. And it was such a toxic atmosphere that I used to feel anxious just going to work. I used to dread, like literally physically dread, going into work every single day. And it reached a point where I was like, I need to get out of this, and so I started looking at doing like other jobs and, doing other careers, but to go back to college at my age or university and take out a loan and get into debt and then have to try and compete with kids half my age for maybe an unpaid internship to kind of figure out that actually this career change that you've now done, it's not even what you were looking for anyway. It just wasn't going to happen. And I kind of resigned myself to the fact that like, this is it, John, for the rest of your life, basically working in an office, doing a 9-to-5 job, earning average money, taking shit off people that you don't like, having to ask permission to take a day's holiday, having to tell somebody if you don't feel well and ask permission to take a day off. And that really crushed me. And it made me really, it was the idea of that's it for the rest of your life. I mean, it was it was a terrible feeling. So I started looking at different kind of online businesses and stuff that I could start. But again, trying to sell 5,000 iPhone cases made in China on Amazon didn't really appeal to me, man. Do you know what I mean? And like getting into like drop shipping and all that kind of stuff. But then one day I was like scrolling through Facebook and I saw this ad, and it was literally a picture of a couple getting on a private jet. And the ad copy itself talked about how would you like to change your life, earn more money than you've ever earned in your life before, and have complete personal freedom as well. And it really hit every single pain point, man. Do you know what I mean? Like literally, it was like, oh my, I've got to click on this ad, right? So I click on it, takes me to this video, and there's this guy in Canada who I've never heard of, and he was basically talking through the kind of ads agency business model, and it completely clicked for me, man. Like it made sense that a dental practice, a real estate agent, a local business would pay a couple of $1,000s or a couple of £1,000 every month if you were generating them like a positive ROI. And it seemed something that I could learn and do, and it made sense. And I was totally taken with it. And I kind of did a little bit of math and stuff. And I thought, well, if I get 10 clients, just 10 people in the world say yes, that's 20K a month, right? And if you're only spending half that money, let's say on ads, overheads, that's 10K a month. That's 4 times what I was earning in my office job. And I thought, well, shit, right? Like if I can live on 2.5K a month, right? I've still got 7.5K left. So let's say I save 5K. Who can save 5K these days, man? Like it's not, like few people in the world can.
Sure.
And I've still got 2.5K to like disposable income. Even after all that, I was like, fuck. Like this, I was totally mind blown, completely taken away. Got on a sales call with these guys for their program at the time, and it was just ridiculously expensive. There was no way at that time in my life that I could afford it. And so I was a little bit dejected for a day. But then I kind of brushed myself off, started getting involved in all the Facebook groups, kind of the ones like this and Jeff Miller's Facebook group and stuff, and started to kind of find my way, started to learn, watching lives like this. And I remember vividly, I'd watch these interviews in these various Facebook groups, and I'd see these guys doing 20, 30, 40K. And I used to look up to them so much and think, one day, man, like I'd love to be the guy that's getting interviewed. You know what I mean? That'd be amazing. And like, and these guys, they're traveling the world, they're making a bunch of money, changing other people's lives as well. And yeah, I was just fell completely in love with the whole kind of online entrepreneurship stuff. Got into Jeff Miller's inner circle. I think you got in there a few months before I did. I think we joined about the same kind of time, right? And I remember seeing you, and you were in your little apartment. I think you were in Florida, right? Were you in Florida?
Yeah,
right?
Florida, yeah.
And in some like little apartment on your little computer and stuff, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, man! I've just discovered this new thing." Like you send this video, like I just had like 4 or 5 people message me back, and I remember thinking, "Shit, this dude's cool." Like wow, like he's like figuring stuff out. And then I figured a bunch of stuff out on my own as well, and I was able to kind of interact in Facebook groups and literally get my messenger blowing up in a way that was like really non-salesy. And I ended up getting a bunch of sales calls in different industries, different niches, but I couldn't close a deal to save my life. And it took me about 5 months to close my first deal. Wow. I didn't really know what I was doing. And then eventually, I think it was about September 2018, and I closed my first client. It was a woman in California, and she had like an e-commerce store. And I remember getting she paid me $1,000. And I remember feeling incredible, man. It was just such an amazing feeling to get that first sale, right? It feels so good. But it was e-commerce, man. And e-commerce is the hardest thing. And when you've only got $1,000 for marketing, I was like, oh my God. And I was just like, and it was a total disaster. She sold one thing in 3 months, man. but and we'll get into this in a little bit more detail because I think it definitely rings true with the whole coronavirus thing, and the strategies that I'm kind of doing right now. The important thing that I took away from it was really, really, really care. I mean, like unadulterated care for your clients and for the people that hire you. Because if you show that you care and you really mean it and they really feel it and you give them an amazing customer service, you will retain your clients even in a crisis like this. And she, even though she only sold one thing, she signed up. She kept paying, man, 3 months. It was me in the end. It was me that had to say, listen, like, this isn't for me. This isn't working out, man. Like, do you know what I mean? And that really taught me very early on. And she said, like, look, I can really tell that you know what you're talking about, and you know, and you're really trying your best, and you really care about me and my business and stuff like that. And that's something that important that I learned. And then from there, I just thought, like, I need to get back on track. I decided I was going to niche down into the carpet cleaning industry. I knew it was a multi-billion-dollar industry in America, and I had some plans and strategies and ideas on how I would get these guys results. And so I actually ran a Facebook ad at the time back in 2018 towards the end of the year. And that ended with me getting my first 2 carpet cleaning clients, one of which was part of one of the biggest franchises in America.
Wow.
And when I saw this opportunity, I knew I had to close this deal, right? So I sold it real cheap to him. I really reduced my price because I knew that if I could get him to sign up, because I had such an awesome referral scheme whereby anyone that he sends to us, he'll get a 20% discount off his next campaign. And if he sends us 5 people, his next campaign is going to be free of charge. It's not reoccurring. It's just for the following month. And so I sold the shit out of that referral scheme. And he said, listen, buddy, he said, I'm going to our yearly franchise expo next month. He said, so if you crush it for me this month, like in this first campaign, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to send some business your way. So I was like, awesome, perfect, great. Worked my ass off, man, like grinding. Or I had a full-time job still at this point, right? So I'm talking working late. I'm talking, you know, evenings, weekends, just trying to crack this industry, crack this niche, figure it out. We get to the end of the month. It's like December. It's in New Jersey. The guy essentially, you know, at that time of year in New Jersey, there's inches of snow on the ground. No one's booking a carpet cleaning. The year before, he got 7 bookings the whole entire month. That first month that he worked with me, he was completely booked out and for the next month ahead. And so he was blown away by it. And he shows up at this expo, and he's walking around and his mobile phone's going off with these chatbot notifications of jobs coming in. And these other carpet cleaners are going like, hey, man, like what's that? Like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, oh, that's another job coming in. Oh, yeah, that's another job coming in. Yeah. And he's like, how are you doing that? He goes, I've hired this marketing agency from London, UK. They specialize in the carpet cleaning industry. And this guy's just getting me booked out. What happened next was that I actually had a whole floor of the Hilton Hotel in Denver, Colorado, queuing up in each room on laptops, waiting to get on a Zoom call with me.
Oh my God.
And I literally went to 25K within 24 hours. Like, I went from 0. And I was then in a position to kind of be able to kind of quit my job. And then, like, off of referrals from that franchise, that really took me, I mean, I kind of doubled my revenue, and that took me into kind of 2019, about halfway through. And by that point, I realized that I didn't want to just kind of put all my eggs in that one basket. And I really felt like I needed to really dominate. I had an incredible program. I was getting amazing results. We're being very innovative, constantly bringing new value, constantly testing, developing, and really moving the needle forward and generating these guys even more money, implementing more systems and processes to take things to the next level. And I thought, I really want to dominate this industry. I've got a couple of independent guys under my belt, but I really want to take this to the kind of next level. And just as a bit of but just to kind of give you a bit of clarity on this, while all this is going on, and I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, Ravi, but you kind of disappeared for a little while. right? Like you were grinding, man. Like I knew you were grinding in the background. And then one day you kind of like, I hadn't seen you in like Jeff Miller's IC for a while. And then one day you pop up with some big whiteboard going nuts, like in some office space somewhere. It's before where you live now. And I could see that you were starting to develop what's now become your program, right? Scaling with systems. And I'd known you from before. And by this point, you know, I'd already had a lot of systems and processes in place. I had a team and VAs and stuff like that. But I seen like what you were doing. I was seeing your personal branding and content. I thought, you know what, man, if I'm going to take this to the next level, I need a Ravi VA, man. Like, I need to get on that shit. Do you know what I mean? And that's when I kind of reached out to you, signed up, and the program itself really helped me kind of join up some of the dots and stuff like that. And you know, and even just some of the small things, man. I'm not going to give too much of the hot sauce away, but there's some, you know, there's some awesome content in there, and it really definitely helped me out massively. And then what I did, I went through a process of kind of really testing out every single outreach, whether that's Facebook ads, cold email, LinkedIn, Instagram DMs, all the stuff. And I learned one really important thing, that what works in one industry might not work in another, right? And like in real estate, maybe it's cold email and LinkedIn that crushes it, right? Maybe with dentists, you can switch on a Facebook ad and you can fill up your calendar, and maybe cold email works as well. And I figured out that it's about testing everything, stopping doing the stuff that doesn't work, and really blowing up the stuff that really does. I tried everything out. And what's really, really interesting, Rav, is that out of everything that I tried, there's one single thing that's absolutely crushed it for me beyond anything that I've ever done before. And that's even anything, and that's growing my personal brand in the carpet cleaning space. And a lot of that comes down to really understanding the industry. I've been in it that long. I really understand the language that they speak, right? And I've got my guys, they're adding 20 carpet cleaners a day, and we're posting content up that's relevant to them, that really touches on their pain points, really engaging them, posting results, testimonials, all that stuff. And like 99.9% of the business that I've generated, everything that we've talked about, everything in your post is inbound. People reaching out to me.
Wait. Before we go in further this, I want to recap everything you said, because we're about to get into what everyone needs to be doing, what you're doing right now. So just so everyone just tuning in, first of all, John, I've literally been watching these comments. Your energy is fucking contagious, man. Your story is badass. It reminds me of my story a lot of the way. And I know you're a genuinely good guy. So I appreciate you being on here and kind of sharing us everything. And so 9 to 5, working in UK, hated it, around shitty, toxic people. Didn't know that there was another world out there. Got retargeted by some kind of guru in Canada. Which, by the way, I'd love to see what that ad copy was, if that spoke to every one of your pain points. I want to see what that guy was running. But saw that ad, clicked on it, spoke to the sales guy. Couldn't afford it at the time, but the very least it did was open your mind as far as what was possible in kind of this world, this online marketing world. Started joining groups like this, started watching lives exactly like this, engaging, commenting, ended up joining Jeff Miller's Inner Circle, which is where you and I met originally. I was literally living on my brother's house. I was sleeping on my brother's couch at the time. And I was like, I mean, it's the coolest thing about all of this stuff, man, for both you and I is like, if anybody goes to my Facebook page or your Facebook page, I'm sure you can see the journey of like, me, like posting on like Jeff's thing, me living in my brother's house and me moving out, like everything. You can't make this stuff up, right? You can literally social media keeps us accountable. And so just like you like we both were trying to start grind and work, and then it sounds like you came across an incredible JV opportunity, a joint venture opportunity, pretty much using a referral program, which is something we talk about in Scaling with Systems as well, which you weren't even in there at that point. And you had a guy who was pretty much selling your carpet cleaner, selling your carpet cleaning services to other carpet cleaners at this expo. And I can't think of a better way to sell your fucking services than having somebody who's one of our best closers inside of my advertising agency for real estate agents is a real estate agent, right? So like you just like break that level of like trust when you're able to be like, look, I'm a carpet cleaner. This guy is crushing it right now, right? Instead of just hit by a sales guy. The fact that you did 25K in 24 hours is unbelievable. That's insane to me. And then from that, started growing some more, building more team members. And then, yeah, you're right. I did disappear for a while. I was building my own systems and processes, not even thinking I was ever going to create scaling systems. But I was like, look, like I can't keep on working 15, 16-hour days. And if you look at I know exactly what video you're talking about. I said, what is an SOP? If you look at it, I'm like almost 30 pounds heavier than I am right now. I wasn't like strong. I was fat because I was working so much. And I was like, I'm literally going to work. This is when you see like the old fat like guys in the red BMW like at 40, 50 years old. This is exactly why. And so I knew that wasn't going to be me. And that's when I started building systems and processes out. And yeah, exactly like you said, literally you can trace back. That was the origin of scaling with systems. And then I know the funniest thing about you, correct me if I'm wrong, we never got on the sales call, right? You just said, hey, how much is it? I told you the price and you fucking paid right there. Isn't that right? Yeah, I fucking love that. That is, I've had like 3 or 4 people do it. Shout out to Aaron Conway. He's one of the guys. There's a few guys inside of the program that literally just like, hey man, I'm already sold. Like we don't need on a call. And I was just like, those are the people that I know are going to fucking crush it. And you've dominated it. And I know like you were obviously doing pretty well. You were doing what, like 30K when you joined Scaling with Systems?
Something like that. Yeah. 30, 40.
Yeah. 30, 40K, and then now you're hitting up 80K, and just like the small things inside of Scaling with Systems, like I'm sure, obviously you said you don't want to give away the sauce, but I'm sure some of the systems, the elimination part, some of the automation stuff, and then the actual virtual assistant doing that outreach for you. And then now we've caught up to now, and you're saying that all these leads that you're getting are all inbound from your personal brand, which is something that the reason you and I are working together is because of my personal brand, right? You saw me along the journey. And so people don't realize how powerful the personal brand is. That is something we cover inside Scaling with Systems in depth as well. And it's like, you know, you're now becoming an authority in your industry. And like, you know, first of all, if there's any carpet cleaners in here, I'm sorry, but like carpet cleaning is not exactly the sexiest industry in the whole world, right? It's not like you're fucking anything else, like a movie star, but it's like you're a movie star in that industry. And it's so cool. And I say this all the time inside Scaling with Systems with people like choosing an industry. I'm like, you know, I know a real estate guy. I know a mortgage guy. Like I know the go-to agencies, but there's some industries that I don't know, like carpet cleaning. I didn't know before you who was the go-to person in carpet cleaning. And like there's these industries that are whole blue oceans that people aren't even touching because they don't think it's sexy or they don't know about it or whatever it is. And you found one and you've dominated. You've taken an 80K a month. I know you're working less than an hour a day on the actual advertising agency. So first of all, incredible freaking story. Literally reminds me so much of my journey. It's not even funny. And so happy you're in part of the Scaling with Systems family. Tell us a little bit more about like what is this personal branding you're doing? How are you getting these inbound leads? How has that kind of shifted because of the coronavirus? Kind of walk us through that part of it there.
Okay, cool, man. Get ready for some serious fucking value because I'm going to work on this right now, right? So
I'm about to write some stuff down. So hit me with it.
So, I mean, basically, like at that point, and like I say, the big thing here is this works for me. It might not work for you, but you should definitely give it a go and you should definitely try everything. When I'd run Facebook ads before, I found that I was having a lot of problems with no-shows because what happened is the carpet cleaner would get a job, right? He'd book the appointment on Calendly, then a job would come up and he wouldn't show. So I was able to fill my calendar fully. And I'd have 10 hours of calls a day, but my show up rate was shit. Do you know what I mean? And then as well, I don't know what it is, just because of the targeting or whatever on Facebook, but I was getting a lot of non-qualified people. I even had one guy got his dick out on a call and stuff like this. And it was just like really nuts. And just some weird people. I was getting people that...
I get what you did there. Really nuts. I get it.
That was unintentional. You know, I was actually, you know, I'd have people that had just got out of jail and stuff. And they were like, yeah, man, I want to start a carpet cleaning business. I've got like no money right now. I don't even have any equipment, but shoot me, tell me what you got. And I'm just like, so, you know, that kind of, it worked, but it kind of didn't. I think in other industries, it probably works better. Cold email worked well. And it did, well, let me take a step back, right? The Facebook ads worked. And I was closing about 2 deals a week, right? So that would be about 8 a month, which is still great. And if you did that for like a year, that's 80 clients, right? Awesome. Still good numbers, but there was a lot of time that I was wasting just to get those 2 new clients a week. Same thing with cold email for me, right? Sending out thousands of emails. I got clients from it all day long, but it was a lot of following people up and people being out on jobs, not answering their phone. I think in other industries, it would probably work better. And then kind of over the kind of Christmas period, I kind of thought to myself, you know what, like I'm really going to try. One of the things I'm going to try is I'm going to try and really build up my personal brand. Let's see what we can do with that. And I spent Christmas and New Year unfriending about 4,000 digital marketers that I've never spoken to in my whole entire life. And there's no quick way.
I'm happy I made the cut that you kept me.
And it's a manual process as well, right? There's no quick way of doing that. But that's kind of how I spent Christmas and New Year. Then I started to build it up. And the key thing was, there's a couple of key points. Is number one, what you do is you add, 10 to 20 people in your chosen industry every single day. You want to be careful with the number of people that you add, because Facebook's going to get on your case and might stop you from adding friends, and you don't want to get blocked and stuff like that. So just be kind of careful with the numbers. You want to have your profile pimped out like an advertising sales funnel with your cover photo saying what you do, the various links in the about you, call to action, all that kind of stuff. A lot of you, I've seen the people that have been commenting here, and a lot of you already have that done, which is awesome. And then kind of what you need to do, and this is the trick that I think maybe some people kind of miss, is you kind of need to hack the Facebook algorithm. And what I mean by that is Facebook rewards people who put out engaging content. And it's going to make sure that the people that put the most engaging content on Facebook, it gets shown at the top, and the people that don't get any engagement get shown at the bottom, because they want us all to be addicted to the platform. And so it rewards the people that are going to get people coming back onto the Facebook platform. And there's a way that you can do that. You can ask engagement questions, man. Like if you're in the dental practice niche, and you've just added, over the last couple of months, 1,000 dental practice owners, ask them a question, call them out, man. And when you ask a question, it prompts people to answer, and you're going to start to get like a lot of comments, and Facebook's going to say, okay, this guy's getting a lot of engagement. This is why Ravi was asking you guys to put hashtag live, hashtag replay in the comments, right? Because it's going to show up higher on the newsfeed. That's why you kind of do it. And then when you do that, now your content's going to start to be seen by all of these dental practices, these real estate people, whatever, at the top of the newsfeed. So you're going to start to do that. People love a great story too. So kind of tell them about your journey, about how you want to change people's lives in your industry and in your chosen niche, and obviously results. And I think the real key takeaway, and one of it is that you really need to understand the industry and the tribal language that they speak. One of the big mistakes that I see people make all the time, and I find it really frustrating, is people posting pictures on their profile of ads manager with $1 leads and all that kind of stuff. Number one, like a potential client is not going to value your services. They're going to go, why are you charging me $2,000 a month? It's only costing $1 a lead. Number one. Number two, right? Nobody gives a fuck about ads manager. Nobody even knows what it is. Nobody gives a shit about leads. They don't, no one cares about that. My industry cares about getting the phone ringing, jobs on the schedule. That's what they care about, right? They care about revenue generated in 30 days. They care about 4-room carpet cleaning jobs with odor treatment and spotting kit for $450 and selling 50 of them in a month. They don't care about leads or dollars or dollar leads or any of that crap. So learn to understand what's important in your industry. Learn to speak their language and post that content.
Before we continue, I want to keep on coming back here so I can everyone coming in. I want to summarize what you said because this is insane. So essentially, you spent Christmas and New Year's, which is hilarious. I love how you spent your Christmas and New Year's unfriending everyone that's commenting on this post right now, essentially,
Yeah.
all the digital marketers that you were friends with before, because just like I did the exact same thing when I left a mastermind 2 years ago, unfriended all my high school friends, etc., because they weren't going to pay me money ever, right? And that's the truth, right? You either use social media or you let social media use you. So you unfriended all of these people. And Ferg's inside of Scaling Systems. She just said, way to go, John. Did 65K plus this month, gonna do 80K this coming up month. So no, that's impressive. Another one. So unfriended all of the people you weren't going to work with, agencies, digital marketers, whoever it is. That's a manual process. So it's like you invested, you saw the value in your time to do that. Then you friend requested. Were you friend requesting? Was the virtual assistant friend requesting? Who was friend requesting these carpet cleaners?
Initially it was me, but now we kind of get the virtual assistant to do it.
Nice. Okay. So have your VA friend requesting this, and while they're friend requesting, you understand how the Facebook algorithm works, and you know that the more engaged your post is, the higher it puts it up inside of the algorithm, the more people that are going to see it, right? And so for that reason, you started posting stuff that had engaging questions underneath it, specifically towards carpet cleaners, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. And then on top of all of that, you realize, which I know Jeff says really well, he talks about tribal language. We talk about it as well, where it's like in the sense of, no one really gives a shit about Facebook Ads Manager. I'll be honest, no one really gives a shit about Facebook ads. Like if you're a small business owner, no one cares about Facebook ads.
I've never spoken about it. You can go through my newsfeed. You won't ever see anything, ever.
If you stood outside of their fucking shop with a sign on it and literally said like, hey, come in and get this carpet cleaning stuff, and that brought them business, they won't give a shit. They just want the end result. And everyone's selling the process and not selling the end result, which all great salespeople, they sell the end result. They speak in that language. So that's awesome that you're doing that. So you started showing testimonials of like actual appointments and confirmations and paid clients, et cetera, et cetera. And that's when you started seeing results. And what happened at that point? Did people start messaging you, or how? Which, by the way, before I let you go on this, guys, if you have a question, start dropping them down below. And we're going to go into a Q&A section here in the next 5-10 minutes, but I'm going to let John finish this. So now that you're posting engaging stuff, you have an awesome list of warm leads, or at least leads that are engaging with your stuff. What happens at that point? Are you reaching out to them? Are they reaching out to you? What does that look like when you're actually going for the sales call?
At this point, other than the occasional like someone replying to an Instagram DM, at this point, it's all 100% inbound. So like I have just literally every single day multiple carpet cleaners just messaging me saying, can we set up a call? Like, and what's awesome about it is a lot of these people, they know what's happening now is I'm posting these results and stories about how we've changed various carpet cleaners' lives. There's one guy, he was living in a trailer, man. He was about to go bankrupt. His wife was seriously ill and he couldn't afford her medical treatment. He signed up with us. He had to borrow money, put it on a credit card, but he signed up with us. And we generated him about $10,000 in a month and completely changed and saved his life.
Wow.
And I posted that story. And then other carpet cleaners that are part of the community, they see that shit, right? And they're like, oh my God. And they know the guy, they know the other carpet cleaner. It's a very close-knit community. It's like all industries. If you're in the dental practice marketing space, there's going to be Facebook groups, online communities for those dental practice owners. There's going to be expos, and there's going to be people, especially the real business savvy owners in each industry that are well connected, that understand the importance of networking and communities and investing in yourself, and they're all going to know each other. So when people start seeing all these results, and I'm tagging the actual client in the post and stuff like that, these people, these people that are seeing it, they're, some of them are even reaching out and saying like, look, I've just seen this post by this guy. It seems too good to be true. Is it true? And the carpet cleaners message back going, this guy is so legit. Just give him money right now. He's going to change your life. Just do it. And then so next thing, like the message comes through, like, and I've just have the VA, just got a standard message that we reply, boom. They schedule straight in on Calendly. And for the most part, their wallet's out, credit cards out, and they're ready to pay, man, right there and then on the call. It's like,
and you are, and that's incredible. I love, and inbound leads are the best, right? And
yeah.
I think I love that you're building this all in inbound. What we like to do for all my companies and kind of what we teach inside scaling systems is like some kind of both of an inbound and outbound strategy, so that like, you know, your outbound stuff, even if they don't respond, if you're sending Facebook messages or email, LinkedIn or cold call, whatever it is, they might look you up and then see your like personal brand. They might Google you, whatever it is. They see your YouTube, your Facebook, your Instagram, and then now they're almost like an inbound, right? So even if they don't, what I hate seeing is someone that I don't like seeing someone that's just all outbound. They never work on any content, any kind of inbound stuff, because then whenever that person looks you up, they don't know who the hell they're dealing with, or even if you're a real business. And then anyone that's just inbound, that's incredible, and that's the best business you can get. But as far as like, I love to scale, as you know, and I love to scale quickly. And I'd rather work on getting like some kind of outbound method so that you're bringing leads into your atmosphere. And then you have the people in your atmosphere that are just being warmed up over time. And eventually they're going to
Instagram. I'm doing Instagram outreach. The VA does Instagram DMs. Out of all the things that we've tried, again, that works the best, because what we do is we take the content that we post on Facebook and we repurpose it across the internet.
Awesome.
So if you don't see me on my personal profile, then you're going to see the same content on the Facebook business page, and you're going to see it on Instagram. We're like literally omnipresent. And then on top of that, I've got our VA is sending out Instagram DMs every single day as well. And that is closing us deals. It's closing us loads of deals as well. But out of the two, like the inbound is generate out of the two, it's the inbound that's really crushing it.
Very, very cool. And then you get on the call, you walk them through the process, you sell them a system, and you don't sell them Facebook ads. You obviously hit on, you know, they're calling. Cool thing is about inbound leads is they're calling you, so you have more power. On top of it, they've probably seen one of your testimonials. That's why they're reaching out as well. So that brings you more power. And then you close them on the phone. And then talk to me a little bit about like, what has happened with the COVID-19, like, and like when this started happening and you started having everyone freaking out and doors closing, was there an immediate shift? Was there a shift at all? How were you kind of handling that change? Because I know that's a big issue that a lot of people watching this right now, and a lot of people are thinking that nobody's buying right now. So explain to us kind of what that shift has happened, how you've overcome it, or even if you had anything to overcome in the first place.
Cool. Yeah. So really there's 2 points really on that side of things. There's the retention of our current clients, and also and then obviously the new business that we're generating. And I think the real key thing here is that I've always come from a place of care, and I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, care about every single one of our clients. Nothing makes me happier, like literally seeing the systems and the program that we've built and innovated over the last 12 months change people's lives for the better. And I believe in what I do with a passion, and that's the ethos that I put across my whole team, my account managers, the people that deal with these clients daily. That's the ethos that I instill in every single person. And so all of our clients, certainly the ones that have been with us for like a long time, you know, they feel that. And so and so when this crisis hit, because I've been coming from a place of care for so long, when I reached out to them, they kind of knew that they were going to get looked after anyway. And for new clients, because just before all this kicked off, I was doing like 10 clients a week, right? Like literally it was going nuts. And the biggest concern that I had at that time was, you know, if I've closed 10 clients last week, you know, it's like 20K or whatever, right? What if those 10 people turn around and say, hey man, like I know I only paid you last week, but it's all kicked up, I want my money back. Fuck, right? I could lose 20K instantly. They could do chargebacks, right? I could be screwed. They could do that. They could panic. So I always look at everything like, you need to look at the long-term picture here, the long-term retention. Forget about the short term. And so what I did was I sent out 2 sets of emails. Number one, I sent out one email to our current clients, and I said, I explained to them exactly what we were doing as a company, and that we all work remotely, and so we're not going to be affected. I told them that basically we have a strategy in place, And I'll get into that strategy in a moment with you in terms of what we're doing to actually generate business for these guys during the crisis. But we have this strategy in place. I explained it, and I said to them, at the end of the day, if this doesn't work, if this strategy doesn't take off, we're gonna test it for a week. If it doesn't take off, here's what I'm gonna do. We'll pause your campaign for you, and once this is over, we'll restart the campaign, and we'll actually give you that extra week where we tried this strategy out free of charge to get you back up to speed as quickly as possible. And I said, literally, from the CEO of Ads Grow Business, John Henry Williams, we as a team are going to do absolutely everything humanly possible for you to help you in your business during this crisis.
Wow.
And I got like so many emails back saying like honestly, John, that's probably one of the best emails I've ever read. And it really shows that you care, you understand, and we will not be canceling or pausing. We're going to be sticking with you. Out of all the vendors we've ever used, your business comes from so much of a place of care and empathy for our situation right now. We just want to know that we're really thankful that we found you and that you're part of our life. And I was just, I was getting emails like that. And then for the new clients, the ones that signed up recently, and I didn't want to have to refund or whatever, again, I sent them a similar email. And I said, look, here's the deal, right? We're going to build out your campaign. Right now, there's never been more people on social media than ever before. There's so many people at home right now. Now is an amazing time for you to be marketing your business. We have this strategy. We're going to build out your campaign as normal. It's going to take us a couple of weeks to do because we've got to do a bunch of stuff. Maybe things will have progressed, but if not, we're going to launch this strategy. And if it doesn't work, here's what I'm going to do, right? We're going to pause it for you. And then when this is over, we will restart your campaign again from scratch. And we'll give you a full month of advertising so that you can be reassured that when this thing's over, you've got an incredible marketing campaign waiting in the wings for you that's going to get you guys back up to speed very, very quickly. And again, wow. I got so many amazing emails back from that and saying like, wow, like it really shows that you care, that you're not just about like making money, charging us again, and all that sort of stuff. And so anyway, we launched this strategy, which I'll get into. And it's
before you get into the strategy, I want to say a few things. So first, I said at the beginning of this, like one of the reasons I had you on here versus everyone else is like, because I know you care about your clients, and that's something that at Scaling with Systems we do the exact same thing. At Prospect Social, exact same thing. We're a customer-faced or customer-obsessed company. And because, which by the way, everyone, this is a whole 997 course. People are charging how to survive the coronavirus. John's going to give it to you for free on this fucking thing. So you don't have to buy anything. So essentially what's happening is you were still closing deals. You didn't slow anything down, but now you acted quickly and you pretty much said like, hey, look, to all of our current clients and any future clients we have here, I have the strategy, which you're about to go through. So everyone stick tight for that. I have the strategy we're going to do for you. If it works, we're going to keep on running it. No worries. You're going to be making money. Everyone's happy. Like this is exactly what we wanted. If it doesn't work, no sweat. We're going to try it out for 7 days. And if it doesn't work for 7 days, we're just going to pause it. And then whenever we're ready to turn back, when all this kind of stuff calms down, because it will, then, and everyone's back about, and they need to start buying stuff and they need to start selling stuff, then we're going to be ready to launch our campaign from day one. And if it didn't work with those first 7 days, you're going to essentially restart their entire campaign from day one whenever you guys get started again. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. And, the reality of the situation is that for these guys, once this crisis has passed, there's going to be an awful lot of people that have been cooped up at home with kids, pets running around. They're going to be desperate to get their carpets cleaned, right? So either this strategy is going to work and we're going to keep generating new business, keep you going, or B, you get, like I say, once this thing's over, we're going to have this program in place for you that's going to absolutely destroy all the competition, and we're going to make you a fuck ton of money, man. So like either way, it doesn't work. And none of the new clients that I signed up, no one's asked for a refund. Everyone's super pumped. Everyone's super happy. And I just think like, it's really important. But anybody that's watching this right now, like, really, if you need to, reprogram yourself, man, and really come from a place of care, real honest care, and really have that as the ethos through your whole entire team. And because I've been like that from the start, right back from when I had that e-commerce client, that's enabled me to have amazing retention, even when things maybe didn't pan out so well. And, you know, now that we're in this crisis, you know, those people, they trust me, they know that I care about them and that I've got their best interests at heart. So they're sticking with me. So that all of that I've just done for the last 12 months, it's paid off now during the crisis.
That's
so
awesome.
Anybody else out there, you know, start really giving a shit, man, like proper, like with your full heart to the people that to your customers, because it's going to help you out, man, at times like this.
There's a great book. It's Jeff Bezos, The Everything Store, and I read it a little bit ago, and that's exactly how Jeff Bezos and Sam Walton, who founded Walmart, both created both of their companies. I mean, some of the richest men in history. Jeff Bezos, I'm pretty sure, is the richest man in the world right now. I mean, absolutely customer obsessed. I know Jeff Bezos, I was reading in the book, he talked about at company meetings, they would literally have one empty chair at the company meeting. The like board directors, like the most important people at Amazon, Jeff Bezos would put an empty chair in that same room to represent the customer. And all decisions you make need to remember that you have the customer right there to think about. And so that's how he's created his incredible company. That's how you've created your incredible company as well. So I know, you know, and let's do like a 5 to 10 minutes kind of break down the strategy. Do not, like, you give as much as you want to give away. I'm not going to ask anything. I think you've given away plenty as it is, so don't feel obligated for anything. But I know people are going to ask, like, what is the strategy that you're doing in order to deliver results for these people? And then we'll open it up to some Q&A below. So if you guys have some questions, drop it down below. We're going to open it up for about 10 minutes of Q&A. But John, as much as you want to give away, what are you doing for these guys that are like when they're not allowing carpet cleaners into your home? How are you selling the carpet cleaning business for these carpet cleaners?
So yeah, so there's two things that I'm going to give away to you right now, and I'm going to tell you everything. I'm not going to hold anything back here. I said in the inner circle that I'm limbering up to give some value.
Yeah, you hyped everyone up. I didn't have to hype the inner circle up. They're like, oh, John's going to give it all away.
So I'm actually getting new clients, and obviously even getting sales calls now. So I'll talk you through that and an actual strategy that I'm actually running for my clients. And I believe that certainly for a lot of service-based businesses, dental practices, carpet cleaners, or any other service-based business, this should work. And the strategy that we're doing right now is a book now for later. And what we're actually doing is we're actually instigating and creating almost panic buying for these guys' carpet cleaning services. And we're literally running an ad, and it says this is, I'll tell you the exact ad copy. Once this is over, it's going to be harder to get on our schedule than it is to buy toilet paper. So get on. That's exactly what it says. And it says, so book a preliminary appointment now and get on our waiting list while you still can.
Is this for you to get carpet cleaners, or is this for carpet cleaners to get their clients?
It's for the carpet cleaners to get their clients. This is the strategy. So book a call. So get a slot scheduled preliminary now. Get on the waiting list, because once this is over, understandably, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to get their carpets cleaned, and essentially we could get booked out for the next several months ahead. So reserve your slot now while you still can. That's the essential kind of crux of the ad. And what's happening is there's all these people, these homeowners that are thinking like, shit, like they're staying at home. They're on lockdown, right? Their kids running around, spilling milk and juice all over the carpet. The dog's running around like nuts. That, you know, they can't let the carpet cleaner in right now. But as soon as this thing's over, man, they're going to want to get that whole house refreshed, man, big time, because everyone's been living under the same roof. No one can go out. And so they're like, shit, well, you know what? This is an amazing special offer, and I better get on this right now, because like I might not be able to get these guys in for 6 months. So, and basically these guys that we're working with, yeah, they're going to experience a little downturn, especially where areas are locked down and people are not wanting people to go into their homes right now. But we're getting their schedule filled out preliminary for the next 3-4 months in the future. These guys, as soon as that lockdown gets lifted, they're going to be generating slammed, man. There's guys out there that we're dealing with that are talking about like well, shit, man, we're going to need to get another truck.
And are they times in a calendar, or are they pretty much saying, hey, here's my number, my full name, my email?
So it's a preliminary appointment. So we're maybe booking like a month out or whatever. That time and date might change as this situation unfolds. But essentially, they've got a preliminary slot. They're on a waiting list. And they've got a bunch of people that have said, hey, I want 4, 5, 6 rooms cleaned, hallway, staircase, plus sanitizer treatment. I definitely want it done. Here we go.
Are they putting a deposit down, or is it just like, hey,
no deposits? But that's probably not a bad idea. But again,
5, 10
yeah. But again, let's just to kind of throw out one of the big cliche ones out there, like dental practices. How many people are going to be desperate to kind of, get their teeth whitened or to get their teeth cleaned, right? After being stuck indoors for so long, or their haircut or whatever, right?
Is that a shot at me? Was the haircut one a shot at me? Because
no, man. I think what, actually, Rav, I've been thinking recently, like I think you're getting cooler with the haircut. I like it. So? I do, yeah. I think it's cool, man.
You're making me blush on camera. We got like 70 people on this call right now. You're making me blush right here. That's incredible. Man, that is unbelievable. And we should stop this right now. I'll package this up as a $9.97 course. Let's split the profits. We'll sell this to everybody. So you're telling me that you're essentially trying out, and what are you getting cost per leads for these things that are people coming in right now?
It's about $2 a lead, man. $2.
And if it doesn't work out in those 7 days and they want to pause it, are you just like paying that out of your profit whenever you restart it, or that's coming out of the ad spend whenever you restart it on the other end?
So if we did pause it, we'll just pause it, and then we'll just switch the ad. We'll switch our normal ad campaign back on once this is over, and we'll just run it for an extra week, man. So it's going to cost me another $100 or something.
$100, exactly. Yeah. That is unbelievable. That's incredible. So you're pretty much booking them up and getting their calendars full, and using a real nice scarcity tactic, which I think almost every single person could do the same scarcity tactic for whatever service or industry they're in right now. Everyone's going to want to come out. I know we want our carpet clean. We want our maids coming in here as soon as it's done. Like, we need the whole place cleaned up. My roommates are slobs, so I got to clean up after them. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure they're all watching this right now. So, but incredible. And your clients are happy with this. It's delivering all the ones that are staying on, it's delivering results.
Yeah, man. Again, just kind of touching back on that customer care thing. Just before we got on this call, I went for a little stroll because I haven't been out myself for a few days, and I actually just randomly called one of my clients, man, like called him up, man, in the States. And he was like surprised to get on a phone call with the CEO of the company. Right. He's used to dealing with the team, every day. And he's like, wow, like, fuck. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just calling you up, man. Just want to shoot the breeze. How's things going over there? And we had a bit of a chat and stuff like that. And he was like, wow, man, like, thanks for the call. I said, like, how's it going? Like, how's the situation here? Like, how's the situation where you are in terms of the virus? How's the campaign going? And he said, well, listen, man, like, we've only switched it on like a week ago, and we're right in the middle of a crisis. And he said, you've already generated like $2,000 for me. So, and we've still got 3 weeks to go. And he's like, that crisis campaign's like crushing it, man. And he's like, I've got at least another $3,000 coming up as well, all from your campaign. And I sent him a nice text, man. I'll even read it. Let me read this out to you, right? So, I sent him a message back. I said it was really nice. I said it was, hold on a minute. I said, give me a second. I'll read it to you. He said, hold on, buddy. I'm going to read this out to you. Great speaking. I sent this to him. I said, great speaking with you earlier. I said, you're an awesome guy, and I'm really pleased that you gave us the opportunity to work with you. He said, I feel the same. And then he sent me a picture of him putting jobs into his CRM, and he says, I find myself clicking this button a lot now. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Right. So that guy, on that phone call, he's like,
put that on your Facebook. That's
going to be happening, tomorrow. Yeah, that's the thing. I'll repurpose that. That'll be all over the internet. I actually sent a message back. I'm going to make you internet famous tomorrow, buddy. and it's coming from that place of like care that, the guy, I was on the phone with him, and like, we're a week in, and he's already talking about paying for them to getting the next campaign paid up, even though we're in a crisis, and B, about how he's going to reach out to all of his other carpet cleaning buddies across America. He knows about 20, 30, and get them to schedule a call with me. And I said, listen, dude, that's going to be, you're going to get an awesome referral discount. It's probably going to be free for you for the next couple of months if you do that. So yeah, man.
I love that. That's incredible.
That's how you grow a business.
So man, care about the customer, have an incredible referral program, and it'll kind of all take care of itself from there. I love when you reference ethos as well. I don't think a lot of people know what ethos is, or maybe I'm making an assumption, but having a solid ethos in your company, your values of your company, like what your mission statement is, having all of those really align are really cheesy things that I think a lot of people don't think about when they're creating a company. And like, look, if you're like a scrappy person and you're just trying to make $5,000-$10,000 a month, you can get away with just like the old hustle and grind thing. But if you're trying to build like a world-class company, if you're trying to be the number one in your industry, a go-to, you're trying to be able to survive pandemics and recessions and depressions, all of that stuff, you have to give a shit about your end consumer. You have to care about your client. You have to build up I think a great example of this is ClickFunnels, right? Yeah. ClickFunnels is probably not going to see any kind of decrease in any of their shit, when any of this stuff goes down. It doesn't matter, pandemic, recession, depression. They have built such a community of people there that absolutely love it. And that's something that we strive inside of my companies to do the exact same thing. I mean, I want people to wear, if I'm being quite honest with you, I think that the funnel hacker shirts are very ugly. I would never wear one. That's not me, right? But everyone wears them all the time and they love them. And like, it just blows my mind. But that's the kind of community that people have. And that's what you need to build a multi 7, 8, or 9-figure company. So you're definitely on the way for that. Do you mind if I open up some questions here and ask some of these questions that people are asking here?
Cool, man. Let's go for it.
Okay, let's see here. I'm going to try to scroll back here, guys, and see if you guys have questions, drop them down below, and then we're going to let John go make some more money here. I don't know how to scroll up. Here's one area. Okay. Let's see here. Raj said, what were some of your COVID-19 objections and how did you handle those?
In terms of like sales calls I've had recently?
Yeah, I think that's what he meant.
Well, basically, again, what I'm with this strategy that I'm doing working, I'm posting the results and I'm like on stories and on the newsfeed, and I'm like, literally our coronavirus crisis campaign is still working for our client. It's working for our clients. Here's another job coming in and a screenshot of the job. Here's another one. Here's another one. Guess what? Here's another one. Guess what? Here's a fucking another one. Guess what? Here's another one. And then that's on newsfeed as well. It's on Instagram. It's fucking everywhere. And so all these carpet cleaners that are like, shit, how's my business going to survive? They're all reaching out, right? And going like, clearly, like you're doing some kind of black magic here and you're keeping these carpet cleaners in business. Like, we need to get on a call right now. And of course, like I say, they see a lot of the actual clients tagged. A lot of my clients actually comment on these posts and be like, you've changed our life, man. We love you, this, that, and the other. So again, I'm not getting any objections at all.
And that's, so you're pretty much, if you even had a little bit of an objection, it's just social proof. You're literally just showing, hey, boom, 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 boom.
They're seeing it all before they get on the call, man. Yeah, they see it all before they get on the call. When they schedule on Calendly with me, it redirects to a testimonials page.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of these people, and then they get into like an email sequence with more results.
Like what we talk about in scaling with systems, the whole like
they're ready to pay. And it's quite interesting. Some of these people that I get on calls with, they'll say, I've been following you for some time, right? And so they've been seeing all of that content and they've been having all of these touch points. And, first of all, maybe they're a bit skeptical. Then they keep seeing more and more and more to the point where it's like, okay, I need to do this now. Like, I've seen so much proof over the last month. And then that's when you get that inbound message. And then you get on that call, and they're so they're pretty much.
That's exactly what happened with you in scaling with systems, right? You literally were just like, you saw
exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. You're absolutely right. And what's interesting as well is, and this is really cool, even the ones that you don't close, even the ones that may be too skeptical, even the ones that do have objections that you don't close. Well, listen, right? They're still going to keep seeing your shit for the next month, 2 months, 3 months, right? And eventually they're going to be back and they're going to be giving you money, period.
Actually, that's awesome, man. Awesome. Somebody else asked, how did you land on the carpet cleaning niche? Any tips to choose a niche?
So it was just basically like I just kind of did some research, man. There was nobody else really doing it at the time. I knew it was like a huge industry. And I'd kind of had this like idea at the time. At the time, this is in 2018 or whatever, chatbots were becoming the big thing. And I just thought, well, instead of like doing like a voucher and you fill out like a lead form, and then you send like 250 fucking leads to the client that's then got to manually call them back, or you've got to bring someone in to call them back. How about if I was actually able to generate them actual, not just leads, but actual bookings straight to the calendar and on their cell phone, and they could actually follow up in Messenger themselves while they're on the go, because these guys are on the road, right, going from job to job. And this system could be, and it really using a chatbot and then being able to follow up in Messenger could really help them in terms of that follow-up process and make it really convenient. And so I just kind of had that kind of vision and that idea in my head. And I thought, yeah, that's the industry that I'm going to go after. And then, it's just been about innovating. And I always believe, I'm not a fan of white labeling. That's a conversation for another time. But I'm all about VAs, man, all day long. And essentially, yeah, just continually innovating to bring more value, bring more elements to the program and make all the pieces of the jigsaw fit together, and to continue to kind of get these guys more and more and better results and really dial that program in.
Badass. And the next person said, I know you said all your leads are inbound, but what does your outbound messaging sound like?
So
once again, I'm not obligated to do anything here. So
this is like secret sauce stuff. We cannot reveal that.
You guys heard it first. He gave away everything else. He's not going to give you guys the outbound stuff. That's totally fine. Usually, if I'll just answer it for him, you got to keep it short. You got to keep it sweet. You got to hit pain points and desires and add some kind of social proof in there as well. And don't ask for them to watch a video. Don't ask for them to go to a sales letter page. You want a very small yes for you to kind of move forward from there. I respect that. That's no worries at all. Let's see here. Without giving away the farm at a high level, can you give examples of strategy to book appointments or clients? I think you've already said that was essentially, hey, you're going to, whenever we do go live, you're going to be filled out for months. So you might as well book right now. Right.
That's in terms of, that's for the strategy we're running for our actual clients to get clients for our agency, during the crisis. The posts and the content that we're putting out on the personal brand right now is saying, like, literally, listen, once this is over, people are going to be desperate to get their carpets cleaned, and the carpet cleaning industry is going to explode. This is the ideal time right now to invest in marketing so that you can get it built out ready for when the industry explodes, when this is over. Because if you don't, somebody else is going to, and they're going to take away all of those customer opportunities from you. Now is the time, while everyone's at home, while we got some downtime, for you to sign up with us so that we can be building this thing out for you ready. So sign up now. We're an exclusive service. We only work with one carpet cleaner in each area. And if you sign up with us, you're going to completely dominate the area. Now's the time to do it before one of your competitors signs up with us, and then basically they're going to dominate the area once this is over. So sign up right now. And that's getting me a lot of inbound messages of people saying, listen, I want to make sure I'm prepared and I'm ready for when this thing passes to take advantage of the situation that people are going to want to get their carpets cleaned a lot. So I'm getting a lot of sales calls for that right now.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Sonia said, what book is that? I'm guessing it's The Everything Store by Jeff Bezos was the book I was referencing. Someone said, I have to get on a sales. My clients perform $2,000 home remodeling services. I generate a lot of leads, $5 to $12 for them, but we're not seeing a lot of conversions as people don't want to pay thousands for custom work. About a 10 to 15% conversion, 60% of leads respond, and 50 to 75 get quality vote. I've debated switching to a niche with lower ticket services in the hundreds instead of thousands. Or do you have a better suggestion? Should I dig deeper in the client's campaign to make it work better? What's your opinion on that?
Oh, wow. I mean, I don't have any experience in the home remodeling niche, but I can I can drop a bomb in here today. If somebody wants to go for this, they can. It's a whole whitewater niche. Nobody else is doing it. And if you get in on this now, you're going to absolutely fucking crush it.
Wait, tell me. Let me close this. You can tell me before everybody else gets. Go ahead.
Pressure washers,
Pressure washers.
external cleaning, washing
Wow.
the drawings, right? Washing the windows, the whole exterior of the house. It's a huge business, just like carpet cleaning. And there's going to be, just like carpet cleaning, there's going to be people out there that are going to be desperate to get that driveway sanitized, the exterior of their house sanitized, clean, especially when they're able to go outside and enjoy it for the first time in months. Right.
That's incredible. Wow, you did just give a good one away. We might have to look into that ourselves.
Yeah.
Someone said, are you charging your new carpet cleaning clients a monthly fee or per booking during this crisis?
Monthly recurring fee.
Monthly recurring. Did you change it at all? Because the prices are the same fee as it was before.
Same fee as it was before.
Awesome. Awesome. Are you doing cleaning businesses out of carpet cleaning?
What does that mean?
Are you doing like any other type of cleaning? I guess like home cleaning or any other, essentially any.
I mean, I don't target it, Rav. I don't like go out of my way to target it, but we do get inquiries like that, and the program that we run would definitely work. It would come under the same umbrella.
On if it's inbound, will you take on somebody else in a different?
I'd consider it, yeah. Like if I feel like I can get them great results using the program that we roll out for these guys, then sure, why not?
Got you. Someone said, are you also posting in Facebook groups as well for kind of your inbound leads?
No.
Someone said testimonial for John. He's been chatting with me and helped me out over the last few months. Very cool dude. I can't see who that is, but shout out to John.
There you go, man.
Are you launching the campaigns right away or booking when COVID-19 blows over? You said that you're trying it out for the first 7 days, and if it works, then you're running it. If it doesn't work, you're pausing it and giving them that week back, right?
That's correct. And currently it's working.
Awesome. Awesome. And then the last question that we have that I can see here is your price in the ad expense included or separate?
It's all one fee, one price. That's it. But we do get some carpet cleaners. Like I've got this one guy that we signed last week, and he's already got like 11 trucks. He wants to double the business. He's really got in big. He's got huge ambitions. And he said to me, like, listen, if, like a couple of months down the line, I want to get even more business. Can I give you more money and more ad spend? I was like, yeah, sure. So we can do that. Yeah. But typically it's all in one price. Typically it's just one price. That's it.
Love it. Awesome, my man. Well, look, this has been incredible. I do appreciate your time that you came on here. You really did. I mean, you gave us away niches that we can go after that nobody is going after. You gave us away actual campaigns and ad copy inside for a client that you can run for any service-based industry. You showed us how you're generating leads during a pandemic when nobody else is buying and how you're closing deals in less than 45 minutes. And you also showed us what's possible, which I think is pretty cool about essentially like going from the toxic 9-to-5 life and then starting at zero, scaling it up a little bit, leveraging joint ventures, joining programs. I know, and scaling with systems inside of our community, you've been huge. I know you've helped a lot of people out in there. So I'm incredibly grateful for everything you've done. We'll probably put this inside of our Scaling with Systems program. And a last thing for you guys here really quickly, and then I'll let John sign off. If John and I talked about beforehand, we wanted to do a little giveaway here. If anybody's still watching this video right now wants to do we're giving away 3 20-minute consultations that you get with John. So literally the time that someone just said that John's been helping them out has been huge, and I know he could be very valuable. If you want to be one of the 3 people that gets a free consultation from John in the next 20 minutes, we're going to choose the first 3 people to comment #nuts, okay, in reference to our conversation a little bit earlier. So #nuts, you guys comment on it, and the first 3 people to do that, John will message separately, and you guys can get on a free 20-minute consultation. John, anything else you want to add here, brother? It's been a pleasure having you on.
Nah, man, just never give up. That's what I can say to you. I was in a really shitty 9-to-5 job. It's a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. You got to earn your stripes. You got to grind. You got to hustle, certainly to that first 10K, but don't ever give up. Keep on keeping on, and you'll get there. I'm not Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or anything particularly special. I figured all this stuff out on my own, and by investing in myself and with people like Ravi and others, and you can all make it happen. You really can. So yeah, there you go. Thanks everybody. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Awesome.